What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. SPK!
She's mad.
Kick the beat. Now, man, usually I don't stay up this late, but I'm currently in Africa, so it's like an hour ahead of time of Poland. And I got blessed yesterday on Sunday by a surprise show that Kevin Samuels did. Now, typically, he doesn't do shows on Sunday. It's Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But this topic, does the church want black men back? Ha!
Yes, Lord.
Listen, man, stop the show. That's too hard to resist. So I got my ugly ass up, I stayed up, and I was kicking it in the chat last night, and it was a real good time. Kevin has laid out this argument. I've never heard it so done well before this time. And Kevin argues that one of the reasons that black men are not coming to the church, obviously it is pandering to women and a lot of the things not being preached. But his insider as a person that was working in church ministry, he dealt with singles ministry, okay? And what Kevin noticed was that a lot of churches put a lot of money into the music ministry, like Stop the Show. Like, give me some like Holy Ghost shouting music in the background. Lord, the SPK. Yeah, they put a lot of money into the music ministry, you know what I mean? The building fund. And we all know in the black church, the building fund, they don't never build a goddamn thing. They put a lot of money into the marriage ministry, okay? They put a lot of money into the youth ministry, but there's no money into the singles ministry. So what happens is that there is no middleman that connects black men and black women together that creates marriage or creates families, okay? And what happens is that also because of this, there's also an unaccountability factor for the women that could be possibly involved in the single ministries, okay? But before I get into that, let's talk about the single ministries for men. Churches don't want to fund these things, all right? What they want to have is somebody do it, come with it, and then let the pastor control it, and then they fund it. The reality is that black churches are not funding single ministries to bring in the men to the church to pair them with the eligible wife. And how do we know this? Kevin Samuels talks about this. He uses this example all the time. He says one day he was in church, pastor said all the single men stand up. It was like 50. All the single women stand up, it was like 400 to 500. So obviously there's a need to do this, okay? But one thing that he notices that also needs to be done is that the women in these ministries have to be vexed. What does it mean? That means the women who are in the single ministry can't be on IG, thotting it up, booty clapping sounds, please. Yeah, you can't be in the single ministry and you out at the club, weaving a sound up with your friends. There has to be an environment that is pertinent to the leading of marriage, not hooking up, all right? This is not church Tinder where you come in and meet Sister Ross and take her in the back of the choir room, and start booty clapping sounds, hitting it from the back and just toss it up. No, that's what needs to happen. Churches have to scrub women's account to let them know, hey, listen, if you want to be a part of the singles ministry, you're going to have to change some things about your social media, okay? You're going to not have to wear those tight things or portray yourself as you're out here thotting it up when you're looking for a Christian man, okay? All right? But outside of that, what is the pastor's responsibility, okay, in his message to bring the black man back? The church has to preach that there is a hierarchy, all right? That the man is the head, okay? And it's not to put women down. Christianity teaches that there is the God, right, or Jesus, there's the man, and then there's, and it goes layer by layer. The man is the head of the household, okay? He is the one that leads. Women come in also, and they also give guidance and give wisdom into the family structure. But there is a vertical relationship to the household, and the order is that the man is ahead, okay? And the thing about it is that a lot of churches are also preaching things that are not reality. He gave a really good example of you'll have women in church who believe that if they pray to God and keep praying and praying, that they're going to be able to have a Rolls Royce type of relationship with some man, and you only make it $40,000 a year, but there is nobody to come in and give practical advice to women. Like, hey, listen, you know, you're 40, you have 4 kids. I know you in the choir and you're on the usher board and you're looking for a guy that's 6'7" and 230 pounds and plays point guard for the Lakers, and his name is LeBron James. But the reality is that you're most likely not going to get that. Okay, you need to be able to come back and really adjust yourself to where the men in your level are. And also, what is the financial responsibility to educate these people so that they can stay together? The church has to take a responsibility of bringing financial literacy to these ministries so that when men and women come together, they understand not only the religious aspect of it, but also know the gender roles. Many women don't understand the gender roles of being in marriage, and neither do a lot of black men. But do they understand the financial roles? Okay, we understand that these things are breaking marriages up, and Kevin alluded to that. What is the church doing about the financial irresponsibilities of those in the congregations? Okay, and also let me kind of tie it back to the portrayal of women that are currently in the church. Kevin sums it up and says this: there seems to be no difference of women of no faith versus women of faith. That's a problem for men, right? Men have lost confidence. A lot of black men have lost confidence that good women are in the church. He gave an example. If you're a new brother, you come to Houston, you come to Cleveland, you go to Cincinnati, you go to Atlanta. It used to be, if you were looking for a good woman in the 60s and 70s, you would join the local church, all right? But there's a big feeling that a lot of black men feel that they have a better chance going to the strip club, okay, than going to the church. That they feel that they're gonna find the same quality of women in both places. That has put a negative branding on the church as the ability to be able to hook up black men and black women together that have a commonality in goal, not only religious, but also an educational goal or a family-driven goal. They believe the black church has lost that ability to do so. But I also want to add something to this in my behalf. What do black men need to do for the church to take them serious? I understand what the black church needs to do for us, but what do we need to bring to it? Okay, that's my side of the story. Black men have to bring business. Black men have to bring money. Black men have to bring this to any sort of situation in black America, okay? Nobody, the black church, politics is going to cater to you when people feel that you're apathetic as a group. All right. And I know that Kevin would agree with me on this. No one is going to cater to you without you giving a reason for someone to do so. This is the reason why black men have to start taking the opportunity to build their own industries, start building their own goods, start getting into, different parts of business around the black world, around the world in general, sharpening their skill sets. So when they come to the church, if you're a Christian, you might not be a Christian, but you give the reason for the pastor to preach to you because you're out tithing sisters. You're giving the pastor a reason to preach to you because you're providing programs, you're providing resources to the church. You're giving the pastor the ability to preach towards you and for your messaging on your behalf because you're out there spending the money you need to spend to see the church develop. Same thing with the communities in your neighborhood. The same thing you have to do for that. The same thing with politics. How can politicians, church pastors, or anybody want to cater to you when you don't spend any money with any of these people? Okay? Being a pro-black or pro-black male means that you have ownership of the things in the community. And if you're a black man and then you don't have ownership of any things in the community, people don't want to talk to you. Okay? And that becomes a big problem. So all the things that Kevin is saying is true. But adding to the fact, what is the reason that you're giving for anybody to cater to you? I thought it was an excellent live stream. Check it out. The first comment pin at the top. Shout out to SPK. Check out his new channel, SPK Speaks. It's a great celebrity channel. Check him out, guys. Subscribe with the bell. Check out the Patreon. And as you know, the buffoonery remains at an all-time high. I'm out.